Wherever you go, wherever the place, it's bound to have its own mysteries and urban legends. And with Saskatchewan, I assure you, it's no different. Welcome back to the Spook Spot. I'm your host, Beatsticks11. And today, we're looking at 8 of the scariest urban legends from Saskatchewan. At number 8, we have crop circles. A bunch of places all over the place. Wherever there's a farm, there's crop circles. It's a mystery where they came from. There's so many different reasons behind it. And Saskatchewan, of course, it's one of them. Saskatchewan has some of the highest crop circle occurrences than all of Canada. So when Lyle Amy had his crops mowed down in the 90s, it wasn't any surprise. Some would say that it was aliens, but with Lyle Amy, he thought it was something way more sinister. And Lyle Amy's was also telling everyone that it couldn't have been man-made because there would have been a trail leading to it, but there wasn't at all. At number 7, we have the St. Louis Ghost Train. You can't have a Saskatchewan Urban Legends video without this one, because it's the most popular and the most famous of all Saskatchewan. Legend has it that in the early 1920s, a CNR engineer was checking the tracks near St. Louis, Saskatchewan, when he was hit by a train and decapitated. Since then, there have been many numerous sightings of mysterious light which comes from down the track. Some claim it was a phantom train or a lantern. Skeptics say that it's just light from the highway, and others just say it's glowing gas from the swamp. Simon Geru told CBC News in 2001 that he's seen the lights and can't help thinking about the legend of the unfortunate railway worker. He was looking for his head, Geru said. That's why we see a light. It's him with a lantern looking for his missing head. At number 6, we have the legend of the Turtle Lake Monster. Turtle Lake is a long, thin body of water in west central Saskatchewan, about 21 kilometers long and 5 kilometers wide, although relatively shallow, 14.32 meters at its deepest. Legend has it it's home to a monster. The local First Nations Cree tribes that lived around the lake warned settlers of a big fish, a creature 3 to 10 meters long with no dorsal fin and the head of a dog. The fish was known to threaten boaters and destroy fishermen's nets. People who venture far out into the lake would often disappear. Almost every year, fishermen claim to see something large in the lake swimming to their boat. According to the Prince Albert Now, local resident Charlie Kima is one of them. Next up on our list, at number 5, we have the Zubay. Saskatchewan wouldn't be able to claim any bragging rights among the other provinces if it didn't have some kind of Bigfoot or Yeti sighting. But instead, Saskatchewan's own personal form is a wild gorilla. The town or rockland population of 400 in the southern central part of the province has its own big hairy beast known to locals as the Zubay, or something, someone just call it Zoobs. According to the Assiniboia Times, the 3-meter tall ape-like creature smells like skunk and can emit a piercing scream, often seen near the Columbus Hills in this town. This monster has been known to chase local wildlife. There are been at least 4 sightings of the Zubay since 2009. At number 4, we have the wild dire wolf. It is an enormous black wolf, news website Inead claims is nearly 2.5 meters long. The Canadian timber wolf is the largest wolf in the world, and an adult animal is typically 1 and 1.3 meters in length, including the tail. This creature may be a remnant dire wolf. Dire wolves, an animal that survived until 9,444 years ago, grew up to 2 meters in length. According to the National Post, there is an enormous wolf in the northern Saskatchewan area that, unlike the behavior of regular wolves, stalks and attacks humans. Okay, I know you probably don't believe me, but I shit you not. When me and Neil Strain and Ian the Philippine and one of our other friends were camping out in Ian's backyard, we're staying in a tent, we heard some sounds around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning or so, and it didn't sound like any coyote or anything we've ever heard before. It definitely wasn't a dog or a coyote, which you would probably expect or suspect it to be. And we were terrified, and then we ended up cutting open my tent and running back into the garage. Afterwards, we looked it up, and all of us swear that it sounded like a wolf that we matched the audio off of from a YouTube video that we found, and it was absolutely terrifying. And the fact that it maybe could be this, and it would make sense, gives me goosebumps, chills me to the bone. You could ask Ena Philippine or Neo Strain, and they would tell you the exact same thing. At number 3, we have the Waterhen Lake UFO sightings. In 2006, watchman Kenny Laperat was on duty at Waterhen Lake in northern Saskatchewan when he saw what he believes were spaceships hovering over the lake. He said, "It's kind of like a frisbee, two frisbees on top of one another, like orange in the middle," he said. "I don't know what it was, but it was beautiful." Laperat said he saw several objects landing on the lake and then zipping away at high speed toward the tree line. Laperat said he was in a state of panic and called the police. A UFO investigator later showed up at the reserve to study the case. Laperat was sure the things he saw did not have natural explanation. "They were UFOs," he said. "They couldn't be anything else." Not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. At number 2, we have the cattle mutilation. In 2009, a farmer north of Saskatoon was shocked to discover one of his cows had been subjected to bizarre mutilation. Neil Barsht told CBC News the cuts looked very smooth and did not resemble tear marks that he would associate with coyotes or other large predators. Entire parts of the animal seemed to have been carved away, and half the animal's head was missing. Barsht notified the police, who went to search the scene to investigate. Although UFO experts say sometimes this is linked to possible alien visitations, Barsht himself didn't make any such claims. Some believe this may be the work of a Jord, a mythical monster that slaughters and feeds off of cattle and many other farm animals. Finally, we have the demonic possession in Saskatoon. This spring, a Catholic priest was called to a Saskatoon home by a woman who said her uncle showed signs of being possessed by the devil, church officials told CBC. When the priest arrived, he found a shirtless male, middle-aged man with the word hell carved on his chest, speaking about himself in third person. "He belongs to me. Get out of here," the man told the priest. According to the church officials, the police were called. While waiting for them to arrive, the priest blessed the man, who became quiet and resumed a more normal composure, according to the officials. And that's all we have. Wow. I mean, they're pretty cool, but I don't think they're true. I mean, who am I to judge? Be the one to tell. But I don't know, the direwolf one kind of makes sense. Kind of somewhat adds up to what me, Neosher, and E in the Philippines saw. And the last one, I don't know. It seems a little bit too easy to get rid of a poltergeist. Or not a poltergeist, possession. Anyway, thanks for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Tune into some more Spook Spot. Comment down below what you want to see. And thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.